Every single guest we have tonight is a very special guest, but we wanted to get off spiritually on the right foot. So would you please welcome to the stage Father Guido Sarducci.
11th commandment, thou shalt not give a chicken bone to a dog. This showed God cared about dogs. Moses could care less. 15th commandment, wear white after dark.
Tell me real quickly, how'd you get involved into the show?
The guy putting it together, Danny Zalesko, is a friend of mine, and he's a promoter, and I've done shows with him all over the place, many different states, and so he told me about it, and so he's my friend, but also the idea to have a monument for the Bill of Rights, I thought, absolutely, I'll go do that.
Would you please welcome Mr. Stephen Wright?
Thanks. When I was a little kid, I wished the first words I ever said was the word quote, so right before I died, I could say unquote.
So, from my standpoint, it's fantastic. Everywhere you turn, you're seeing Tommy Smothers, and you're running into Lewis Black, and he's growling at me about something or laughing at me about something. And there's Kathleen Madigan over there talking to Dick Gregory. And it's like you're opening up a who's who, in this case, a who's who of comedy book. And then there's the Little Feat guys down the hall. You can hear the music coming through the hallway. It's one of those things, one of those shows that you never really want to end.
It's just weird to talk to this guy and this guy. I mean, Tommy Smothers, a legend, and Dick Gregory. It's like, it's just these legends all lined up, and it's like, I'm just happy to be here. It's a rush.
Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable Dick Gregory.
I've never been around anyone that's been high on crack, but when they called me about this gig, and they said, we're going to build a Bill of Rights monument in Arizona. I'm 80 years old, and I really resent living in a country that talk about freedom of speech but don't do it, you know. And this is very important because of the mindset today. You know, it's kind of interesting. I've been doing interviews, and everybody seems to think that we comics have some special lock on free speech. Well, I don't know about the rest of them, but I'm not taking credit for that. America has the greatest military in the history of the planet. And it's not because they send comics to the front.
Chris actually performed at the charity event that my wife and I have in Austin, and that was where he first brought it up to me. They say he was doing this thing of the Bill of Rights monument. I said, oh, that sounds cool. And I never really heard him more about it. And then all of a sudden he called and said, hey, I'm doing the show. We talked about the Bill of Rights monument, and I said, I'm in, because I think it's something long overdue. It's one of the founding pieces of paper that this country was built on, and I think if you were to ask most kids today, they couldn't tell you 5 of them.
Please welcome, from the legendary Little Feat, the legendary Paul Barrere and Fred Tackett.
Thank you so much. What a great night. And thank you, Chris, for having us. We're the musical relief. Yeah, you know. Gotta make it funky.
I've known Chris Bliss now for the better part of 15 years. And then he told me about this whole thing about doing stonemasonry work of the Bill of Rights to put in front of courthouses, and he asked if I would be part of a program that he was trying to put on, and I said anytime, any place.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think that a whole lot of people don't even know that the Bill of Rights exists. You know, the educational system has like gone on so long and a decline that literally I've had people say, I'm going to sue that guy. He can't write that book. And I go, yeah, he can. He's got the freedom of speech, you know. And they go, what? You got to be kidding me. So really, people don't even know that we have a Bill of Rights in a lot of cases.
Please welcome to the stage none other than Bobcat Goldthwait.
I got involved in tonight's show. I got an email from Chris, and I didn't read it, and so I sent it to the junk. And then later on, I read what it was about, and then I panicked and asked if I could be involved.
The problem with it, the Second Amendment, is that you got fucking douchebags like Ted Nugent defending it. That is a prime example of what happens to rock stars if they don't take drugs.
Ladies and gentlemen, a man I admire. What a gift to all of us. Thank you for supporting this, and you've been a wonderful audience. Please welcome the man who's driven this, made it happen, who cares deeply about our amendments and our Bill of Rights and our Constitution and our way of life. Please welcome Chris Bliss.
The best part of the whole thing was watching all of these acts together, interacting with one another, enjoying one another's acts, enjoying one another's company. So it wasn't just the audience that had a great time, and the spirit everybody felt during the show was real and in the room, and also among all the comedians. 300 years worth of show business experience somewhere in there of those people on stage. Every single one of them said this was one of the most fun nights that they'd ever had in their entire careers. So for me, that was the best part of all. You think it's going to be like that, but it almost never is. And when it is, at the end of it, you just go, well, I wish I didn't have to, get up tomorrow.
Please welcome my hero, Tom Smothers.
Oh. Politics. See, politics, it came from the Greek word poly, meaning many, and ticks, meaning blood-sucking parasites. So, because we were fired off of CBS for utilizing those free speech, we became kind of involved in something I didn't expect to be. All of a sudden, I became a spokesman for something I didn't even know existed until someone said, "You can't say that." And I said, "Well, why?" "Because you can't." I said, "I don't see any rules." Pretty soon, I started looking up the National Association of Broadcasters rules, and I go to FCC, and I said, "Where does it say I can't say these things?" It doesn't.
One of my favorite comics in the entire country ever. Please welcome Mr. Lewis Black.
No, I got involved with this because the money is so spectacular. I've never really cared about the Bill of Rights. I just cared about cash up front. And so if the cash was right and the number was good, I went, whew, I do care about the Bill of Rights, which just seems to be the way America's going anyway. So why shouldn't I join up and really... what am I going to show my allegiance for free at this point? Not if we're not going to be making money anymore. You got to take every dime you can get. And I thought, nothing would be better than for Chris Bliss to put this together and really his time, energy, his soul, his wit, everything, and make him mortgage his house so that I would show up. After a night like this, many people go home believing that laughter is the best medicine. Well, that's a crock of shit. This is the most important thing you're going to hear tonight. And remember it. Medicine is the best medicine. Okay? You get a tumor, you don't lie in bed and try to shuckle your way fucking through it. It's not going to happen. If laughter was the best medicine, Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson would be selling you chuckle fuck pills.